With you, I can't be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. With you, I love the way that you love me today. Let's run up through the fields where the sun shines and heals. With you, I wanna stay with you. It's been so cold since you have been gone. Like I was told, you're the only one. It's been so cold since you have been gone. Like I was told, you're the only one. I can't be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up to the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. I wanna stay with you. I wanna stay with you. It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
everything reminds me of you. But everything is not enough. Really hard by the ocean. Among all those white hot sands. Where every sunrise is just for you. So come along and take my hand. With you, I can't be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. With you, I love the way that you love me today. Let's run up through the fields where the sun shines and heals. With you, I wanna stay with you. It's been so cold since you have been gone. Like I was told, you're the only one. It's been so cold since you have been gone. Like I was told, you're the only one. I can't be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up to the clouds where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. I wanna stay with you. I wanna stay with you.
like a family tree. Part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
Good evening and welcome to Match Centre Live. Today we have the Everton against Manchester City game at Goodison Park, and with me for the first time a guest on the channel, Max Brandon Bravo.
Good evening, good evening.
Are you looking forward to this one?
Absolutely. Two teams going into this game on good form. Two Blues off the north.
And on good
Can't
form,
wait.
and something that I've just realised, the team that you support, Spurs, these two teams, the last two teams that Spurs have played and lost to. So
Absolutely.
sorry to have to mention that one, but yeah. Just to say, as the teams have just come out at Goodison Park, we'll take you through the lineups in a second. If you've got any questions about the game, about the channel, about anything really football related, put it in the live chat. We'll get there as soon as possible, respond to it as soon as possible, and it should be good. So we're going to take you through the lineup, starting off with Everton in goal. Jordan Pickford, he makes his return after a few games out. A back three for Everton with Mina, Keane and Holgate. The wing-backs are Godfrey and Digne, with Davies and Diacore in the middle. In front of them, it's Sigurdsson and Iwobi, with Richarlison leading the line. And then for Manchester City, Ederson starts in goal, a back four of Walker, Diaz, Laporte and Cancelo. The three in the middle are Foden, Rodri and Silva, with a front three of Mahrez, Jesus and Raheem Sterling. And just to make sure that you can hear us all okay, if you want to put that in the live chat that all the audio is good, we will have crowd noise for you once the game's underway, which will be in about 2 minutes' time. And an interesting thing about the Manchester City lineup, and particularly the striker Gabriel Jesus, he scored 7 goals in his last 5 appearances against Everton for Manchester City, and he could be the first player to score 6 games in a row against Everton. And it's a stat that shocked me. I didn't even know Gabriel Jesus was there that long to score that many goals against Everton. But we are about a minute or two away from kickoff here. What do you think is going to happen, Max? Who do you think is going to win this one?
I think you've got Everton playing the more attacking team with that back three going against City's back four. However, the composure, the experience and the pace from City, I reckon will outdo them.
Yeah, the pace is always a problem, particularly with Sterling and Mahrez.
Absolutely.
And the fullbacks, of course, as well, which certainly in the modern game is a big part of football.
You've got forward-thinking players and you've got a tall squad as well.
Yes, which is a big factor. Of course, Everton against Spurs in the FA Cup, was it 3 goals they conceded? Despite having a tall squad themselves, so I think 3 goals they conceded from corners against Tottenham.
Yeah, Davinson Sanchez with 2 of them.
Sanchez with 2 of them. I'm sure Everton fans won't mind me bringing it up, considering they did win, and all that does matter in the Cup is that you do win. So Ben in the chat thinks a 4-1 City win, and something like that wouldn't surprise me, I don't think. The last time that Everton beat Manchester City, in fact, was back in January 2017. That was a 4-0 win here at Goodison Park. The 3 latest meetings between the two sides have all resulted in Manchester City wins, as the players are about to take the knee, ready for kickoff. In fact, they're taking the knee now, so kickoff is imminent. And we'll just get the crowd noise ready for you as we are underway here at Goodison Park. Everton against Manchester City. Everton wearing their usual blue home kit with Manchester City in their black away kits. Another prediction from Paz, 3-2 to Manchester City, and it's all looking like predictions for Manchester City to get the victory, which doesn't surprise me as they look for what is their 17th win in a row in all competitions. And Max, how would you compare this Manchester City team to ones that we've seen throughout the maybe last 3-4 years of this Pep Guardiola reign?
I'll tell you what, this team is full of consistency. Maybe not necessarily experience with the younger players, but the likes of Jesus can offer that knowledge. Being Brazilian, he's got creativity, he's got flair, and I think it's going to be a very entertaining game.
And it's those young players, those new young players, bringing that energy to Manchester City, which I guess is in addition to what is now slightly less experienced side.
Absolutely, and you've got those young players who bring that energy and possibly help the form continue.
Exactly. And speaking of their form again, Manchester City have a chance to break another record here today to make it 10 wins in a row in the Premier League since the turn of 2021. No team has done that, although Manchester City have just given the ball away here with Richarlison. He couldn't quite capitalise as his pass was loose to Sigurdsson, and Manchester City have it back. And, the opening minutes and a half here, Manchester City possession as to the expectation. Well, here's a chance for a shot early on, and it's saved by Pickford. I think it might have been Rodri, or in fact Cancelo, who took the shot from far out, and Pickford, on his return to the side, makes a good but comfortable early save down to his right. And for the first time on this stream, first time with a guest here, I will be able to say Una to Manchester City. It will be from the left-hand side, and it's going to be an outswinger towards Jesus, who's been able to take it down inside the area. Shot with his left foot, takes a deflection. It's going to run back forward again. It will come to Tom Davies for Everton. Half chances there for Manchester City after 2.5 minutes.
It's a bright shot from Cancelo, who's obviously the defender. Bright boots, bright shot.
One thing I will say about Cancelo, I was watching the pre-match stuff, and it was interesting to see how Manchester City fullbacks, like Cancelo, in that situation, are so central in the pitch, which in that case Cancelo was, to get the shot away. But Everton have it here in the Manchester City half with Digne, who's also fairly central for a fullback. He tried to slip it in towards Goofy Sigurdsson with Manchester City. They're back now with Foden, although they've given it away with Jesus, and now it's Richarlison on the edge of the box. A lot of Manchester City players around him. He plays it down the right here to Iwobi. Try and take on Cancelo. He got it good strength. It is good strength from Iwobi, as he's still got it past Foden as well. Lays it off to Rodri. He'll try and get the ball in. Laporte mucks up his clearance initially. Down the right hand side. Lays it off towards Kyle Walker. Digne intercepts. So that's Godfrey. Second time today for Manchester City. Una. Nice start for Manchester City. And for Everton, to be fair, both teams. Tomorrow swings the ball in from the short corner. It's held away from Walker, who tries to get one forward. Goes straight to Jordan. Make sure the live chat. Any questions about the stream, about the channel, about the game itself for us to discuss, us to talk about, we'll try and make this as interactive as possible for you guys. Has it here. And kicks it long, which I'm sure will be the story of things for Everton. Here's Iwobi again, using his strength well again. Playing it back to Davies. Here's Keane. He's taking his time on the ball and eventually lays it off to Mina. One interesting fact to say, Manchester City are the worst, or the biggest bogey team for manager Carlo Ancelotti. He's only won one game. In fact, I don't think he has won a game. He's lost 4 games out of 5 that he's played Manchester City. So turn it around here, and it's probably not the best time to be trying to turn it around with Manchester City on the verge of making it 17 wins from 17. As Davies has it for Everton. Now it's Walker. Giving Manchester City compliments, another fact for them, for you, sorry. Manchester City have been trailing since they took the Spurs back in November. I'm sure that was a game you would have enjoyed, Max.
It was a remarkable game for Spurs fans.
Back when Spurs fans thought that the title was on for them.
How times have changed.
I'm sure we'll be discussing Jose Mourinho at some point this evening.
Yeah, the controversial talking point.
controversial talking point from a controversial name, Jose Mourinho. Manchester City have a throw here. 6 minutes gone at Goodison Park. Manchester City, the only side to have a shot at them so far. Have the ball here with Diaz. This is Rodri. Just inside the Everton half. He'll look to drive it forward. Richarlison quite deep, staying with him. He lays it off to Walker down the right. Slips it in towards Gabriel Jesus. He's on the edge of the box. Lays it out wide towards Riyad Mahrez. Will take on Godfrey. Goes on his right foot. Tries to swing one in. It's deflected and then headed away from Davies. Foden though. Bernardo Silva picks it up in the box and has an effort towards goal. It was... But chance. Just right start. Max.
Yeah, that was quick thinking from Bernardo Silva there to turn and get the shot away. Neither team looks phased by their opposition. The composure's there.
Right, have a bit of quick thinking again here. Saying that, commentator's curse. Jesus is quite sloppily giving it away to Iwobi, and now Everton will look to break, and it's Diacore bringing it into the Manchester City half. Good ball towards Sigurdsson, who looks to lay it off to Dina down the left, swinging one in towards Richarlison. It goes over him and then towards Diacore. City. Just shows that that's the threat that Everton will have in this game in the counter attack.
That was a great effort. That was wing to wing, end to end.
Good awareness from Godfrey Sigurdsson as well, just to lay it off with a no look towards Dina, who did know that he was coming there, the fullback for Everton.
Effectively dummying.
Certainly tricked Diaz. Been credited for his performances since signing for Manchester City from Benfica in the summer. Here's Rodri though for Manchester City, looking to drive towards the penalty area again. He's inside it now, he plays it back towards Sterling. He looks to take on Godfrey, still Sterling by the touchline, and then his cross is deflected off Gunnar. Third time already this evening. Not sure Manchester City are. I think any team that would take a corner against Everton will be a threat. It's Foden who's going to take this with the outswinger, headed away as far as Gabriel Jesus. He leaves it though for Mahrez. Might be a chance to get another ball into the box, so he plays it back. Here's Rodri, swinging it down the right hand side towards Mahrez. Tackled by Dina. Still come for Gabriel Jesus. Jesus takes it past Dina well, driving towards the penalty area from the right hand side. Still Jesus looking to cut it back, but came off Mina. Isn't it?
Absolutely, but we've highlighted these corners before, and it's almost uncharacteristic of Everton, who are normally quite a tall defensive side. If you think of ex-defenders, Sylvan Distin, for example, tall guys.
Puts himself there with Distin, in terms of Distin, because Keane was able to do it. When was Distin at Everton? I'm trying to remember. Was it 2012, 2014, around that time? Am I right in saying?
It must have been around that, yeah. Vintage, effectively.
Exactly. Here come Manchester City again as a ball forward from Rodri. Looks for Jesus. The header was won, I believe, by Mina. Manchester City are straight back on with it with a throw from the left. I think it's Cancelo on the ball again here down the left. Yeah. Full back for City in the end. Trying to take it past Diacore. Gets a high five from his Everton teammates and going to deal with that. Just too hard to deal with that in the end. Dribbling the ball out of the play. So look at that Everton attack again. It was promising, it was quick. It was what Everton need to do if they are to get anything from this game here. Of course, back-to-back defeats at Goodison Park. In the Premier League, at least. Of course, the win in the FA Cup was in between. Everton have a goal kick which is hit long from Jordan Pickford. And I believe it's his first game back from injury. I think that was what was keeping him out. And I just wonder, Max, what do you make of that, considering his very inconsistent form, really, since he signed for Everton, but particularly over the last few weeks, which inevitably led to him being dropped before he got injured. Do you think it's odd that he's come straight back, or maybe the right call?
Look, I mean, you can look at him in general as a solid goalkeeper. He's an England number, and you've got to be playing him for the Euros. Absolutely.
It's a controversial one. Certainly a big debate in that house for England. Although we'll get back to that because Everton have just won it back with Richarlison in time. He was tackled by Rodri, who covered well. It's back to Edison and Manchester City. But speaking of that, you don't think you don't think one player who I would never really got shouted when he was in his form was Tom Heaton. He was a goalkeeper who I always rated.
Yeah, Pickford's got that aggression. He's a team leader. He reminds me in many ways of Joe Hart with his iconic shouting, and he's instrumental in the order of England. I think he could do well for the England Legends side, but not so much England.
The good thing about Pickford, of course, is he's got the experience now. Firstly, playing in the World Cup, but also winning a penalty shootout or making a big save in a penalty shootout.
Absolutely. Good to see you, Eric Dyer.
Yes. And Kieran Trippier and Harry Kane. I think 3 Spurs players scored in that penalty shootout.
Yeah.
Jordan Henderson, of all people, to miss. As City have the ball here with Rodri. And to everyone who's mentioned in the chat, is the audio all okay for you now? As Manchester City bring it forward with Bernardo Silva in the box. Down he goes. It was a challenge, I believe, from Godfrey. The corner's been given from Andre Mariner. It looked soft. Who knows with VAR though? What do you make of that as we look at the replay?
It did look very soft. It was as though a child had slipped in the playground.
To be honest, in saying that, it's those sort of things that are given as penalties these days, thanks to VAR, and everyone who's watched these streams in the past will know how much I'm against VAR, but I don't think they'll intervene with this one. So
nothing too malicious.
It looked more of a coming together more than a challenge from Mina. They're both running to the ball from different angles. In fact, Mina's actually down from the challenge. So we'll get back to that, and it's Seamus Coleman who's looking to warm up if it is serious. This gives me a chance to say, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you don't want to miss any more streams in the future. We'll try and get as many out for you. And of course, if you've got anything to say, anything to put in the live chat, questions, statements, tell us what team you're supporting. Put it there, we'll get back to you and we'll discuss whatever you guys want to talk about. So we're 15 minutes in at Goodison Park. Mina's still down here. And just having a word with the Everton physio. And the substitution board is actually getting ready. So it looks like there actually could be a substitution here for Everton after 15 minutes. We will keep you updated as it happens. And Max, I saw you put in the chat earlier, I think was it a 3-0 City win, you said?
I think they've come away with it.
Based on what you've seen, you still think that?
I could end up eating my words by the end of the evening. I thought Spurs would beat Everton in the FA Cup, but that didn't happen.
Well, the performance was certainly there to beat them in the FA Cup, but I guess in the Cup, all that matters is the result. So really disappointing for them, and of course good for Everton, no matter how poorly or well they played in that game.
Hearing that bittersweet bit.
And of course, actually, this fixture will be played again in the quarterfinals of that competition, Everton against Manchester City.
2 dress rehearsals for City against Spurs and now Everton.
And now Everton, exactly, yes. Just to let everyone know, one thing that was talked about a couple of years ago for Manchester City, but hasn't really been mentioned this season, not meaning to put the pressure on the away side at all, is the quadruple. Who knows what could happen? But it just surprised me it hasn't been mentioned despite how well Manchester City have been doing this season. Considering what happened a couple of years ago when all that was being talked about was that.
Absolutely, and it's an ideal year because regardless, they've got all their fans there to see them.
No changes for Manchester City in terms of supporters. They've just won it back here. It's Gabriel Jesus who could be in on goal, and it is a brilliant last-ditch tackle from Michael Keane to deny Gabriel Jesus from giving Manchester City the lead. And I think he's also won his side a goal kick as well, which is why Gabriel Jesus doesn't look happy. It all came from Tom Davies giving the ball away in his own half. Gabriel Jesus was running into the box. There was pressure from Godfrey and Keane. Just about which meant the shot was over the bar. And that's one thing, Max, that Everton have to stay away from careless mistakes like that against a team like Manchester City.
I spoke about that composure before, and it's Tom Davies who's the only player in the Everton team that I've seen make a few mistakes like that. But Jesus' first touch, I feel it was slightly too high, which led to that.
Against Everton, as he looks to score for the 6th time in a row against this side, which will be a first against Everton. In terms of Tom Davies, he's had good memories against Manchester City. In their last win, Everton's last win over the away sides, he scored, I think, on his Premier League debut in what was a 4-0 win. It might still be to this day Guardiola's heaviest league defeat as Manchester City manager. I'm sure I'll be able to let you know at some point in the stream, but I think that might be right. So Manchester City on the ball again, 20 minutes played, or just under 20 minutes played. Here's Mahrez for Manchester City down the right hand side. Plays it back to Kyle Walker. He looks to swing one in. It goes deep towards the back post in the end, over everyone, and out for a goal kick. And Everton certainly won't mind that. Chance maybe to have a bit of a breather because they've been chasing Manchester City for the majority of the game. As you would imagine, City with most of the ball in the opening 20 minutes. And we're ready to take a goal kick here with Jordan Pickford. As the long goal kick goes forwards, Richarlison tried to win the header on. Silva wins the header. And he wins it well because he's managed to head it all the way back to goalkeeper Edison. Diaz on the ball for Manchester City. Still Manchester City have it in their own half. This is Diaz switching the play brilliantly out towards Raheem Sterling down the left hand side. Still Raheem Sterling and then back to Cancelo, and this is Laporte. Rodri. Now Diaz again. So Diaz from Manchester City in towards Gabriel Jesus. Now Bernardo Silva. Manchester City still with possession. Here's the ball down the left to Sterling. Now it's with Foden. Out towards Rodri. Foden again down the left hand side. Edge of the box looking to drive a low one forward towards Pickford. So far Manchester City just lacking quality in the final third, would you say?
Everton are closing down their men quite well.
Perhaps that's putting the pressure on the Manchester City players, pushing them into the errors.
I'd say that's aided by the substitution you may not have mentioned that Yerry Mina did.
It has happened. I missed that. So was that Coleman that came on for
Seamus
Everton?
Coleman on, the player who doesn't seem to age.
How old is he now? 35, is it? Maybe even 36? Or am I even going too far from that?
I think it's slightly steep.
I don't think he'll be too happy with me saying that. I'm sure he won't hear it though, so I think I'm okay. Here is Kyle Walker inside the area for Manchester City. It's come straight off of Godfrey and behind for Manchester City. So Kyle Walker wins it, and again a Manchester City fullback in a very advanced position. Time the England fullback and former Spurs man. And again they go short from the corner, Manchester City here with Bernardo Silva out towards Riyad Mahrez. And one thing I can't stand, I don't know about you, Max, when I'm watching my team, or when I'm watching any team, short corners, especially when it's led to this and it's still Manchester City just passing it around. I find it so rare to see a short corner goal. You might as well just kick it in the area, which eventually Manchester City have done now, and Everton have got it clear. But I feel like it's such a waste of an opportunity with a short corner. What do you think make of that?
Well, you can practice all you like on the training ground, but it's never a match scenario. So in that sense, a short corner is pretty useless.
That is true. So there's a long ball forward from Everton. Here is Digne. Looks to cut it back. Kyle Walker using his strength and his pace, which is something, of course, he's known for as a fullback. Brilliantly there to steal it off the Everton Manchester City. Ball back. In the only 23 minutes, hasn't been much from Everton. They had that little breakaway earlier on in the game, which didn't lead to anything. So far, it's been all Man City as they've got it inside the area with Gabriel Jesus. He's facing away from goal at the moment. Down he goes on the edge of the box, but the referee waves it away, and I think rightly so. A case of football players diving to the ground very easily under any bit of contact. That's one thing that does drive me mad when referees fall for that. But Andre Mariner didn't there, and I'm happy that he didn't. A rare spell of possession here for Everton, and it was inevitable this was going to happen at some point. Why not ask your opinions on VAR as a whole, Max? What do you make of it?
I'd say I'm very much on your side. I'm against VAR. Clear and obvious goes so far, but a little niggle at someone's pinky finger, I wouldn't call that a foul.
It's something that Jose Mourinho refers to as modern penalties. But for me, my problem with VAR is the emotion it brings out of the game. I never celebrate my team scoring a goal, as you know, because I have no idea if it's going to be ruled out by VAR. If I'm thinking back to that Everton break a lot earlier on in the game, which, bear in mind, is their only break so far. If I was supporting Everton, I wouldn't be cheering them on, roaring them forward. I'd be saying, please don't go onside, or I think that was just onside, or I'm not sure on that. And it just takes the emotion out of it for me as a fan. Which isn't just for when my team score, it's for every time my team attack. And it angers me. It's one of the rare things that angers me is VAR.
I mean, it brings that suspense into the game, but is suspense needed when you're watching a live competition?
Exactly. Maybe it's needed at the moment with a lack of fans, but I'm sure when the fans get back, which hopefully will be soon, we'll start hearing those chants again against VAR, which certainly I've forgotten, and a lot of people have forgotten. The fans were full of chants against VAR when they were in the stadiums. There's certainly been actually a lot of theories about the virus started. Maybe it was the FA just to stop the fans singing bad things about VAR and give them a break.
Or maybe VAR contracted the virus and that's why it's been so badly performed.
So Manchester City have the ball here with Laporte. Here's Gabriel Jesus. Now it's with Cancelo, again finding himself fairly central and fairly far forward. Walker now. Here's Bernardo Silva. Down the right hand side is Riyad Mahrez. Godfrey putting the pressure on him. He's on his right foot, tries to cut it back inside the area. Comes to Sterling on the edge of the box. He plays it into the area for Gabriel Jesus here, looking to get it on his right foot. Shot is deflected. Pickford comes for it and claims well almost for Manchester City there. They got in front of a wall of the Everton midfield when the ball landed at Gabriel Jesus' feet. However, that's Everton line just about the time able to get behind again. The end blocked the shot. But that one good thing for Everton so far, 26 minutes gone, no real chances for Manchester City. The only one I can think of is that Gabriel Jesus one, which in the end was defended brilliantly from Michael Keane. So, not bad for Everton. Maybe they'll just want to cause a bit more of a threat to the away side. Here's Godfrey. Keane. Now Holgate. Back to Jordan Pickford again. Everton on the ball again. As Pickford kicks along with his right foot, his weaker right foot, and that's why he's giving it away to Phil Foden. Now it's Rodri. Back to Phil Foden. Dispossessed well here by Everton. And this is the time where you want them to break, which they might be doing now as the ball is slipped into Richarlison. They're inside the Manchester City half, although he's passed it back to Holgate. And here is Godfrey. Now with Digne. And then he plays it back again, so Everton didn't want to race forward that time. They're happy to keep the ball for now. Although it's kicked long here from Keane up down the right hand side. I think Godfrey was just about able to keep that in play. He was. Now it's Diacore, and here's Seamus Coleman. He gives it away. And, as far as I'm concerned, it might have been his first touch of the game since coming on. Although bear in mind, for the first 5 minutes I didn't even know he was on the pitch. So he does give it away for Everton. Here's Jesus. He's fouled by Diacore as he skipped past him, and it's going to be the first yellow card of the game from Diacore. Stops a possible breakaway for Manchester City there. May have been a genuine attempt for the ball. It was. It's just late. And a fair yellow card against a man who's from Watford. Not born in Watford, I must say, but playing for Watford. Here's Sterling. Back to Laporte for Manchester City. Now it's with Diaz. Walker. Diaz again. So one forward from Bernardo Silva in the box, just couldn't take it under control. Though I say Bernardo Silva, it's Cancelo again. It just seems to be the furthest player forward for Manchester City.
You might as well just say that he's playing on the left. He'll take control of it.
Well, he's locked up any sort of performance from Raheem Sterling. We've hardly really seen him so far. As City have the ball again. How many times am I going to say that throughout this stream? Foden picks it up here inside the Everton half. He's running away with Sigurdsson. Lays it off to Raheem Sterling down the left. 3 Manchester City players around. Everton players around him. In the end, he finds a pass to Rodri, and now it's with Bernardo Silva. He kicks it down the right hand side here for Riyad Mahrez, running towards the penalty area. Cuts it back to Kyle Walker. This is Bernardo Silva. Mahrez again, down the right. Still Mahrez. Back to Bernardo Silva. Walker just about to get in control after quite a heavy pass from Bernardo Silva to him. So we're approaching half an hour gone at Goodison Park, and Everton would be pretty happy with this, you'd say, wouldn't you?
I think you would say that. I mean, just looking at the possibility of the cross coming in there, you have the Everton back four communicating with each other. You saw arms going up, you saw the keeper shouting. They've got order. They've got order about it.
And the good thing is that they've kept it at 0-0, and they've still got that potential, which we haven't quite seen at all, of an attacking threat on Manchester City. So it's 2 things in one: keeping them out, keeping organised. But of course, 15 minutes to go in the half. I'm sure they'll take 0-0 at half time. About how they could be more effective on the break. So far, every time they've had the ball, or had situations where they could have the ball, like now with Jordan Pickford from the goal kick, it's gone long, although it didn't go that long that time, and Manchester City have it back now with Gabriel Jesus. And now it's with Diaz, just in front of the halfway line. Of course, Manchester City very high up on the ball, as you would expect. Here's Kyle Walker. 3 Everton players around him, but they've managed just to spread out the play. Back to Diaz, now Rodri. Diaz again for Manchester City. Foden. In towards Cancelo. Bit of room on the edge of the box. He lays it off to Mahrez down the right-hand side. They've had a lot of these situations, Manchester City, inside the box, out wide. Mahrez looks to swing one in. It was very dangerous, and it was a very important header from Keane to get it behind for a corner to Manchester City. Very good ball from Riyad Mahrez. Was inches away from Gabriel Jesus to give Manchester City the lead. I'm sure if it reached him, it would have been 1-0 because it was that good of a ball, but Michael Keane was there for Everton. Foden takes the corner, headed away from Holgate, comes out to Mahrez on the edge of the box. Mahrez shaped to shoot, then cuts back out wide again. Still Riyad Mahrez swings one into the area, comes out towards Foden on the edge of the box, and he swings it into the back of the net. It's a brilliant strike from Phil Foden, and Manchester City take the lead at Goodison Park. 1-0 to the away sides. Talk us through that one, Max.
There was a helpless Everton defence from that corner. The ball was sprung in every direction, and they just couldn't get it out. You've got Mahrez looking to get the ball in. It's headed out straight to Foden. Bottom left. Through Pickford. Back in there. Oh, it's actually deflected off Coleman.
Again, the substitute not doing too well.
Through his legs, straight through the legs of Seamus Coleman. That's a shame.
What do you make of Phil Foden? Another goal for him, as it seems to be his breakaway season now at Manchester City. What do you think of him?
I think he scored more than his age.
Very possible, but still a teenager, am I right to say?
I think you are. Prolific talent. I reckon he'll be a hero soon.
For sure.
The likes of Dele Alli could be looking up to him, even though he's younger.
Yeah, I hope he does. It would be certainly good if he were to do that. So Manchester City ahead, and I was just starting to mention the possibility of Everton going in at half-time with 0-0, which wouldn't be bad for them, but now they are behind. And I think already it's quite clear to say how important the first goal would have been for Everton, but they have fallen behind, and now they're chasing it as Manchester City are chasing 17 wins on the bounce. How brilliant is that?
It's a remarkable feat, but I doubt Carlo Ancelotti is going to change his club title much, unless they go into the break 2-0.
That would certainly change it, and I think if it went into the break at 2-0, then it would be a completely impossible task really for Everton to get back into it. So they're going to have to pick themselves up, try and get through the last 10 minutes. If they can get an equaliser, brilliant. But I think it's quite important for them just to hold in at 1-0 and not make the damage any worse. Unfortunately, it's just to Carlo Ancelotti. Although in saying that, Diacore's won it back here. Now Sigurdsson. This is Iwobi down the right, swinging one into the box, and it's just over Ederson. And now for a goal kick. That's the best we've seen from Everton in about half an hour, maybe 25 minutes.
They'll have those chances. They're preserving their energy, and I think it's a clever game plan going into the second half. Give City a run out, although they do have a good bench. City missing key players, obviously. Most recently, Gundogan. Yeah.
That's it. And I had a good stat on Gundogan as well, and it completely ruins it now that he's not there. So, Manchester City on the ball yet again. Everton sitting deep. I believe Jesus has picked it up deep for Manchester City now. Bernardo Silva, back to Jesus. Bernardo Silva again. And, here's Kyle Walker. Now Cancelo on the edge of the box, looking to swing one in. It was just over the head of Foden. In fact, he got a little glance on it, just too high for him. In fact, Seamus Coleman hasn't let it go for a goal kick. He looks to play on for Manchester City as he kicks it to Iwobi. Back to Jordan Pickford, and then he clips one down the left to Godfrey. Everton on the ball with Davies now, who's been fairly quiet so far, although he's given it away. Ooh, I think Manchester City fans will be annoyed at that one. Referee giving the free kick. He knew he was going to lose the ball, Tom Davies, in the end after keeping onto it for too long. And gets away with one thanks to the referee. Giving the free kick. A soft one that referees certainly give a lot these days. No, they don't. Foden's just giving it away. Here's Diacore looking to drive forward for Everton. Takes it past Rodri well, finds Richarlison. He's got Digne out down the left-hand side. Still Digne, swinging one into the box. Richarlison couldn't quite meet it. Good header away from Diaz. Sigurdsson chasing the loose ball. Gets it back to Iwobi here. Now Sigurdsson down the right. Iwobi again trying to get the ball in. Instead plays it to Coleman in the area. He swings one in. It's over everyone. It's Digne at the back post. And it's an equaliser for Everton. It is just what they needed in a game against Manchester City. And it's Luca Digne on the half volley to equalise.
Wonderful goal. Everton have their goal back. We're all square. I'm wondering if it took a slight nick of Richarlison on the way in.
It might have. They were certainly celebrating together. There might have been a bit of discussion. We'll see here. Richarlison's put inside. If it did hit him, did it hit the post? Then come back to Richarlison. We'll get a better view of it now.
It's come off the post, hit Richarlison and gone back in.
Well, it's one of the best assists if it was meant from Luca Digne, but I'm sure it wasn't. But I'm also sure that he won't care because Everton are level.
And the man instrumental in that play was the substitute, Seamus Coleman.
Seamus Coleman, he's proving me wrong again. There couldn't have been a worse goal scorer in my view, because how the hell do I spell Richarlison? I'll get that up. It's a common problem that I've had on this channel, but I'll get it up eventually as you'll see the screen eventually. At 1-1, what a massive goal for Everton. Not long before half-time, there's still about just over 5 minutes to play. There's still a chance for things to happen. City will be disappointed. It will be huge for them to half-time. They've still got time to put it right. For now, Everton 1, Manchester City 1, and Everton look to have got their mojo about them as Tom Davies, again, just a bit too slow on the ball. He had a chance to get Everton on the breakaway.
Possibly got his hair in his eyes.
Do you know what? I don't understand how he plays football like that.
No, it's as though he chooses to have a lockdown haircut.
And I'm sure professional footballers, I can see it to be, there's a shot from Manchester City, which I almost miss. But as I can see on the pitch, footballers certainly having their haircuts. Maybe Tom Davies is being nice. Maybe he just wants to be part of everyone else and not get his haircut and suffer like everyone else. Max, you can see my hair. Well, actually, no, you would be able to if I wasn't wearing a cap. But if you were, you'd see how bad it was.
You can certainly see mine.
I'm happy. This isn't too bad. There was a mention sometime recently you looking at Gundogan, which isn't a bad player to look like at the moment with his goal-scoring records. Everton on the break though here with Sigurdsson. Now Richarlison in the area. It was a heavy touch though, and Manchester City have it back.
Richarlison's a great signing. He's so tenacious.
There was a lot of pressure on him as well when he signed at first for Everton. It was at 50 million, I believe, from Watford. And at the time, not a well-known player. He certainly lived up to it for Everton. But one thing I would say about Richarlison, he likes to dive a lot, which I don't have a problem. Well, I do have a problem with, but he won't have a problem with. No one at Everton will have a problem with because referees allow divers to get away with it at the moment.
Absolutely, it's a combination of swimming and football, the evolution of the game.
They should make a sport of that, and you'll see players like Richarlison. I guess if we're talking about diving, I'll have to give Mo Salah a mention. Like them, I'm sure they'll flourish in it.
I wonder what team Tom Davies supports.
I wonder what team he supports. My guess is Arsenal. I feel like every celebrity seems to support Arsenal, which is a shame.
Have Arsenal got any prolific diving talent in their squad?
Not that I can think of, to be honest. Oh, Richarlison, well, there's an example of maybe not a dive, but certainly an over-exaggeration, the way he theatrically jumped to the ground.
I wonder if he made the contact as he went to the ground there.
Have a look at it here as the long ball was over. It was more a shove.
Yeah, that was him.
It was a shove from him on the ball. Yeah, he shoved him and then jumped to the ground looking for a free kick, and I'm pretty sure he didn't get away with it. I think it isn't an Everton free kick. I'll be very annoyed if it is an Everton free kick. So I was going to say hi to James, who's in the chat. And so we're looking at that Everton goal again. What a ball from Iwobi in towards Shameless Coleman. And what a ball from Shameless Coleman to the back post for Dina. A Manchester City-esque goal from Everton. That gets them level against Manchester City. And a big goal for them. So I guess for now, or for now until the end of the half, it is just about holding on at 1-1. Especially after fear of them being behind at half-time when Manchester City took the lead. And Manchester City have it here with Bernardo Silva. Now it's Diaz. Here's Kyle Walker. That's a good ball in towards Gabriel Jesus. His touch just slowed him down a little bit. He still found Bernardo Silva. Now it's Kyle Walker. In towards Gabriel Jesus. And Richarlison did well to win it back. It's a bit scrappy in there. Brilliant footwork from Iwobi to get out of trouble, but in the end he's forced backwards well by Manchester City, all the way back to goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, who kicks it long. Port was able to take it down. Here's Foden. This is Rodri for Manchester City. And Matt, you've been compared to compared as the next Peter Drury. Not a bad compliment, eh?
I can't say that's the first time I've been told that. It's appreciated. It's appreciated.
I wish we saw more of him as a commentator. Of course, being from England, we don't get to see him on live TV, which is a shame.
No, it's an advantage of the slightly legal streams.
Yes, which none of us definitely use.
No, of course not. The artwork of Peter Drury.
Yes. Free kick's been given to someone here. I just took my eye off the game.
I think that'll be given to Everton.
To Everton, as Manchester City, well, Foden managed to take it down in the box just moments before, but there was a good tackle from Decore. As we're 1 minute away from half time, or 1 minute until we find out how much stoppage time there is at the end of the first half for Everton, and I think you'd agree they would take that at half time.
I think Guardiola will be raging inside, going in at 1-1.
The good thing though is that Manchester City will have 45 minutes to put it right and go for 10 consecutive Premier League wins in 2021, 17 consecutive wins in the competitions. And the fact that Everton were the latest to score means that still, since that game between Manchester City and Spurs back in November, Manchester City still haven't been trailing in a Premier League game. And you might have been watching this, and I haven't. Richarlison's just been booked here for Everton. I really hope it's for diving, because he looked to be complaining like it was. I don't know if you saw that.
Possibly dissent to the referee there.
Or was it that he didn't get a free kick, or was it a challenge he put on? I didn't quite see. But Manchester City have the free kick and have the ball with 2 minutes added on at the end of the first half. Prediction from Scott saying Sigurdsson will score next. Goofy Sigurdsson probably not helping out Spurs, his old side, if he is to score. First, it's Manchester City with a chance with Riyad Mahrez inside the area down the right-hand side. Godfrey staying tight with him. Lays it back to Kyle Walker. Still Kyle Walker. Again, just outside the box now. Riyad Mahrez looking to swing one in with his left foot. Comes off Foden. Might be an opportunity. Quite cool to a Manchester City player. And Everton have got it away, and Richarlison is battling with now 3 Manchester City players around him. He's still got it, Richarlison, and he's found a good ball towards Sigurdsson. Decore now, and he looked for the forward pass with Kyle Walker intercepted and kicks it all the way back to Everton. And 1 minute to go before half time. Important minutes really for both sides. Everton, it's huge that they keep the score at 1-1 before half time, and Everton, for Manchester City, what a huge advantage it would be if they are able to nick one late on here with Kyle Walker. He looked for a cross which was deflected away to Sigurdsson. He's taking his time on the edge of his own penalty area. In the end finds Richarlison, looking forward for Diacore, but Diaz read it well. And now it's Walker with Bernardo Silva trying to run forward for Manchester City down the right-hand side. In the end it was a good tackle from Davies, who was almost speaking to the referee as soon as he made the challenge, making sure he didn't give it a free kick against him. Now being given a free kick against him, he gave the ball away and fouled Kyle Walker. And Manchester City will have a free kick with 9 seconds to go to approach half-time at Goodison. Not been a bad game, you would say. The fact that we've had goals is good. Everton really, with their only chance of the game, certainly their only attempt on target, found the goal, as there is the half-time whistle. So it was Foden on the half volley. He scored some splendid goals so far this season, but that one, a rather lucky one with a deflection off of Seamus Coleman. But the Everton right back, as Max Hugh quickly pointed out to me at the Everton goal, he was quick to make amends by putting a ball in towards Digne, who hit the post and it deflected straight back off of Richarlison for the Everton equaliser. So at half-time at Goodison Park, it's Everton 1, Manchester City 1. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back for the second half.
And fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. With you, I love the way that you love me today. Let's run up through the fields where the sun shines and heals. With you, I wanna stay with you. It's been so cold since you have been gone. Like I was told, you're the only one. It's been so cold since you have been gone. Like I was told, you're the only one. I can't be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up to the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. I wanna stay with you. I wanna stay with you.
like a family tree. Part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
Welcome back to the second half, everyone. Thank you for waiting. The teams are out. We're going to kick off in about maybe less than a minute's time for the second half at Goodison Park. 1-1 the score going into this second half. City took the lead. Everton, after just about 5 minutes, equalised. And Max, what did you make of that first half?
You got conflicting game styles there. You got an Everton side that are solid at the back, not very leaky at all, and you've got a Man City side who are very fluid in their attacks, who kept piling on the pace, on the pressure, and eventually, unfortunately, went into half time 1-0.
It certainly makes the game more interesting going into the second half at 1-0. So from a neutral point, I'm pretty happy about that. I'm sure the Manchester City fans, not so much. But they've certainly got the potential within their side and their squad, of course, with use of the bench in the second half, to take the lead again and get their 10th win in 2021 in the Premier League and the 17th win in a row in competitions. Don't forget in the live chat, let us know what team you're supporting and what team you support in general. If you've got any questions, anything you want us to discuss, make sure to put it in the live chat and we'll get to you as soon as possible. And also, just if you could let us know if the audio's all good in the second half. We had a few problems at the beginning of the first half. Yes, so here come Manchester City with Mahrez. Now Kyle Walker. Here's Rodri. Nice little start on the ball in the second half, as we expect, like they did in the first half. Which is certainly what you mentioned about the contrasting styles. Everton's happy to sit deep, although they won't be happy if they concede with Cancelo on the edge of the box. He's just about managed to avoid the challenge of Richarlison, and in the end keeps it away from Iwobi and passes it back to Laporte. I think the latest comment, in fact I know the latest comment on the live chat, is from a Manchester United supporter who will certainly be cheering on Edison. Although Everton, Edison. I don't think he'll be cheering on Edison, I think he'll be doing the complete opposite to him. But Manchester City have a throw down the left-hand side. That was Ollie with the comments. Here's Diaz for Manchester City. Now it is Kyle Walker. And then back to Diaz again. And I think, as there was a long ball forward towards Mahrez, Davies had to just poke it behind and get a foot in. He did. And after just a couple of minutes in the second half, Manchester City have a corner. And I'm not sure if Everton have had one in this game at all, to be honest. Manchester City, maybe at least five now, and it's Foden to take this one. It's an in-swinger towards the port, punched away by Pickford. Comes out to Cancelo on the edge of the box. He's facing away from goal. Picks it up for Manchester City again after a 1-2 the port, and all the way back to the man that Ollie Sugarman will not be cheering on. That is Edison. Here is Mahrez. He's got it down the right-hand side for Manchester City. Digne staying with him. Still Riyad Mahrez gets the ball into the area, headed away by Holgate. Comes out to Richarlison. He went to ground. That one looked a foul, to be fair to him. I won't criticise him every time he goes to ground, the Brazilian. Although we'll see it again here. Challenge from behind from Diaz. And a little click of the ankles from Richarlison. And I'm sure Everton will take that chance to slow things down, as Manchester City have built the pressure so far in this second half. But I'm sure, Max, we pretty much expected that.
Yes, we did. Man City prolific down that right-hand side as they were in the first half. Here with a chance. Or Everton.
It would have been a chance, but they gave it straight away, and then Cancelo hoofs it long. That looked to have gone out. It did. Ooh, that's a controversial one. Max, give us your opinion on this. A comment from Ben. London is blue.
If that's Tottenham blue, then that's fine by me.
To be fair to him, is that really the case at the moment?
I think Tottenham's claret and blue at the moment. Well, London's claret and blue.
I agree with that, yeah. So he's halfway there in terms of the blue. And of course, a big game on the weekend between West Ham and Spurs. believe it or not, maybe be considered a top 4 clash. Who would have thought that at the end of last season, or the beginning of this season? As Everton have the ball for the first time really in this half, inside the Manchester City half. Although they kicked it straight back out again. And it's Keane with the ball. Here is Holgate for Everton. Back towards Keane. Keane looking to kick it long, intercepted by Cancelo though. And as we have at the moment Manchester United and a Chelsea fan in the chat, I wonder if those two can give their opinions on Jose Mourinho, the most controversial name in the Premier League, I think. I think we mentioned that earlier, to be honest. Here's Kyle Walker for Manchester City. Now Mahrez. Back to Kyle Walker again. Still Walker. Now Gabriel Jesus, who's come deep. Back to Riyad Mahrez. Everton sitting deep, but they're pretty happy. Oh, and we've got every sort of London fan here at the moment. We've got UMax as a Spurs fan, as Man City actually have it inside the area. Bernardo Silva's got a chance on the half volley. Good save from Pickford. And then in the end, Everton just about get it clear, and Richarlison goes to ground again. Pretty well done. Slow things down for Everton. We do have an Arsenal fan in the chat now, a Chelsea fan and a Manchester United fan. And despite, well, minus Manchester United, all those London fans, as we mentioned, I think West Ham are the best team in London right now. And thanks for the compliment, Max. And sorry for saying stuff against your team. As Everton are going to take this free kick here with Jordan Pickford. So we are 6 minutes into the second half. It's pretty much, I'd say, Max, been the same as the first half. Manchester City threatening, not hugely, and Everton trying to play on the break, but not really being able to do so that well.
I'd say the first 7 or so minutes, we've seen an Everton team that's invited the pressure rather than closing down the pressure, which is a different Everton than the one that we saw in the first half.
That is true. They were quite. They contained Manchester City well, whilst also trying to take the ball off them at every opportunity, really. And I guess that they have been able to keep it at 1-0 in half time. Maybe that just might be a signal for them just to play a bit deeper and a bit more passive in this second half. And I wonder what Everton fans would think of that. I know Spurs fans wouldn't be too happy, or aren't too happy with that being their style of play at the moment. Here come Everton on a break with Iwobi, a rare attack for them as Iwobi finds Sigurdsson in the area. He takes a shot on the half turn. It's deflected, I think, by Rodri. Into the hands of Ederson, and now Manchester City look to come away on the break with Bernardo Silva. Everton quick to get numbers back though. Here's Mahrez. Now Rodri. Rodri looking to clip one out to the left. Sterling just about keeps it in play and just about keeps it away from Coleman. And then following pass from Foden, I believe, to Sterling, just over him, and it will go out of play for an Everton goal kick. So we're just looking at that Everton breakaway again. There's Iwobi driving forward, Sigurdsson picking it up inside his own area. It was always going to be difficult for Sigurdsson, especially on his weak foot and on the half turn. It was a good block, nevertheless, from Diaz. Concerned looking at Guardiola, would you say? Still, of course, a lot of time left in this one.
I'd say a concerned but a composed Guardiola compared to an Ancelotti that's chewing on gum with more concentration than the concentration he's putting on his players. I think he's chill.
Ancelotti is don't give him a cup of tea when his team score a goal, because he can't celebrate, as you saw in the FA Cup 5th round against Spurs. That was, of course, Everton's last win. Here's Sterling swinging one out brilliantly to the right hand side here for Mahrez. The deflected cross was just about claimed by Pickford. quite an important claim because there was Foden arriving at the back post, I believe, for Manchester City. But it's those sort of chances, I would say, that has defined this game. These half sort of chances for Manchester City, which I guess Everton will take it. City comfortable in possession. Again, we have a question in the chat. Assuming that Manchester City win the league, that coming from a Manchester United fan, may I say. Although, here come Manchester City, actually with Jesus. He misses the target. It was a big chance there. I'll get back to the question.
I think Pickford got something on that.
You think so? We'll see here with what's been given.
No, that's a goal kick.
Goal kick, perhaps not. We'll see again here. Perhaps, I'm not too sure. It was certainly smashed by the weaker foot of Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah.
Going back to the question, who do you think will finish second, third and fourth? And there's about 10 teams to pick from, isn't there? I'll start with you, Max. Who do you think will finish in those Champions League positions?
It's very close to call. I don't want to be biased, but I think Spurs could nick fourth with a turnaround in form. Chelsea with Tuchel coming in third, and I'd say Liverpool will nick second.
Leicester, then would you say dropping out? Or is that just your Spursness creeping in, just hoping that you'll get fourth by the end of the season, having to sacrifice one team?
Slight Spursitis there, yeah.
Ruling out West Ham completely, that seems it?
I mean, David Moyes has done a great job there so far, but how long can they keep that form going?
That is true. In my opinion, for the top four, assuming Manchester City win the league, I think Liverpool, they'll get back eventually. Leicester, I think they're just a brilliant team, and the enthusiasm they have is better than any other team in the Premier League, in my opinion, apart from perhaps Manchester City. Because of the youth, because of the fact that they're there without the money they've spent, knowing they're a smaller club.
And Brendan Rodgers.
A
lovely, lovely guy.
Yes. Oh, you've got the impression of him to do at some point.
Beautiful.
And so Leicester, Liverpool. I'm going to go with Spurs. And I think I'm going to get a lot of criticism for going with Spurs as well. But the only reason I say that is because thinking about Chelsea, they're playing brilliantly so far under Thomas Tuchel, but they're yet to have that new manager blip, which every team goes through at some point. Of course, Pep Guardiola went through it. Klopp, of course, went through it, but Liverpool were a completely different team at that point. So I just think soon with Chelsea, I don't know what fixtures they have coming up, there might just be a little bit of a decline after a sharp increase since the new manager came in.
It's as though Jose Mourinho's still going through his blip.
It does. A long year and a half blip for Jose Mourinho, plus the other 3 years at Manchester United. We have another question from a Manchester City fan. How have Everton only had 2 yellows? And I know Joshua quite well, and he likes to blame referees a lot, both in real life and in FIFA. I can remember the one from Richarlison. I can't remember the other yellow. It was from Diacore. My answer to that, referees, they're all over the place at the moment. Because the biggest responsibility for referees, which is penalties and red cards, they're losing that responsibility. That means, for me, their overall performance as referees is declining. And small decisions like yellow cards, like little fouls, they're just sort of going along with what they want. And that's probably my best answer to the question. And we also have a little acknowledgement for Sam, who's mentioned a certain YouTube channel, which I guess will give us shout-outs, although Manchester City almost had a chance there. It's Man Hotspur on YouTube, you can follow them. Horsey McHorsey, their star striker, who isn't even on the YouTube channel at the moment. Coleman's almost given it away there inside his own penalty area for Everton. But he's signed a new contract for Man Hotspur. Good news for them. And there's your acknowledgement, Sam. And Ollie, the Manchester United fan, not too happy with our responses. We both completely just left out Manchester United. What do you think of them, Max?
I don't have to say much. They're Manchester United.
I think that's a pretty good answer, to be honest. Would you say completely out of the title race? They're the closest to Manchester City. Maybe they're not completely out of it if Man City drop points here, because Everton have got it down the left with Dino. It's a wildly hit cross though, and Everton's going to let it go for a goal kick. And my reason for Manchester United finishing in the top four, I'm thinking back to when Spurs were top of the league. Everyone was saying, oh, could they be title favourites? They went on a huge decline, which they're still going through at the moment. And I feel that's just starting to happen for Manchester United, and I feel like it might just be the same thing for them, especially with Spurs having a good run of fixtures coming up. Very easy games, including Arsenal. So there should be points for Spurs signs coming there, and Manchester United keeping on declining maybe. But Dino's just put in a tackle for Everton, intercepted passes. It was going to Mahrez, which has given Manchester City a corner, as what we saw on our stream was Gabriel Jesus slapping his head multiple times. Maybe you want to head the ball from this corner to give Manchester City the lead and score his 8th goal in 6 appearances against Everton. There goes the corner, there goes the header. It's just wide of the post, and Rodri, in fact, with it. Just wide of the post. It's probably the best chance Manchester City have had in the second half. Another question. Sam this time. Apart from possibly Liverpool, who has the capacity to challenge Manchester City for the title? My answer is that I don't think anyone, especially this season and even next season. I think Liverpool will come back up. Manchester City, I don't see them declining, especially with the young players we've talked about earlier on in the stream coming through, like Phil Foden. I don't think there's anyone, I don't know about you, that can challenge Manchester City this season and maybe even next season.
I'll have to agree with you there. Although Leicester could pick up form.
That's true, and they've certainly won the league in more unusual circumstances, as there's a long ball from Manchester City which is punched away by Jordan Pickford, who has had a good game, I'd say, so far. He's talked about controversial managers, and Jose Mourinho is probably the most controversial goalkeeper in the Premier League. He's had a good game since returning from injury against Manchester City here. Here's Bernardo Silva as the pressure keeps on coming from the away sides with half an hour to go, in fact just under half an hour to go. This is Bernardo Silva. He passes it back to Laporte. Now it's with Diaz. Bernardo Silva playing in central midfield, which I believe when he came to Manchester City, he came as a winger. He has played there sometimes, but certainly this season in central midfield. Here's Mahrez on the edge of the box. What a goal!
What a goal.
He has curled it right into the
goal.
top corner from the edge of the box. His left foot does it again, and Manchester City are back in the lead. Take us through that one, Max.
That was exquisite as Pep Guardiola tied his scarf. A finesse. Rippled the top left-hand corner of the net. I just see Riyad Mahrez. And it's 2-1.
Ancelotti sort of raised his eyebrows like, oh, there's nothing. However well we play, there's nothing you can do about quality like that from Mahrez. We've seen it before from Manchester City and Leicester. We're seeing it again. Brilliant goal from Mahrez to our Manchester City, and we'll get the stream updated for you.
He dropped his gum, he spilled his tea. Carlo Ancelotti.
It's more than what we did when celebrating Everton's goal against Spurs the other week. So now Everton have just under half an hour to try and hit back at Goodison Park and prevent themselves from 3 defeats in a row in the Premier League, which is their worst run of home form since 2016.
And that does not look like it will improve going into the weekend where they face Liverpool.
At home as well? Or is it away from them?
It is, I think it's an away game.
And I think that would probably suit Everton, to be honest. Could be their first win at Anfield. How long? I think we're going into the 20th century before their last win at Anfield. I might be exaggerating though. It's certainly been a long time, and not a bad time to go to Anfield for Everton. We're back underway with Iwobi on the ball. We have a question from an Arsenal fan, Max. Where do the commentators think Arsenal will finish? And, he says he's been a fan since 1967. Oh, sorry, been a fan of the channel since 1967. Thank you, Max. I'll take that one. And where do you think Arsenal will finish? As they're sort of slowly edging back into good form.
I reckon Arsenal could easily clinch Europa League place.
I would think so as well. We spoke about top 4. I think I'm exaggerating a bit by just mentioning that of a sentence with Arsenal. Could they? They're only 3 points, I believe, behind Spurs, who we both think will finish in the top 4. It's been a strange season, so...
It's been a strange season, but you look at the Arsenal squad and you call it a bit of a strange team.
That is true as well. And as a ball goes in from Manchester City, headed away by Everton. The most important thing for Everton here, I guess, would just be to hold on that 2-1 for as long as possible, try and nick a goal like they did towards the end of the first half. But at the moment, the pressure keeps on coming from Manchester City, with Foden on the ball. Switches one out down the left towards Cancelo. Still Cancelo for Manchester City. He looks to bend one into the back post. Well played for the Pickford. Bending into the other corner that Riyad Mahrez took his shot on just a few minutes ago. Of course, that was a push from Cancelo. Pickford praised a lot for that. It was a brilliant goal from Mahrez. But he'll just be disappointed that he has conceded 2 goals even against Manchester City, who have just who have just conceded a free kick. It was Sterling on Seamus Coleman, and Sterling's going to get booked because it was denied a possible counter-attack.
Which Joshy will enjoy.
Yes, Joshy will enjoy. Well, Joshy, there's your yellow card. It's just a shame it is for one of your players. But I do think that is the first Manchester City yellow card of the game. I'm not too sure on that. But, I think I am correct. So Joshy would be happy now because Manchester City are straight back on the ball. Bernardo Silva playing it out to Diaz. Here is Diaz again for Manchester City, out towards Walker. There's a ball forward down the left-hand side towards Sterling. Seamus Coleman got there first and he plays it to Keane. And we've certainly enjoyed the questions in the live chat in this second half. If you've got any more, keep them coming in the live chat and we'll respond to them as soon as we see them. Ooh, there's an interesting one, not to do with the Premier League. Where would we rank Robert Lewandowski, Haaland and Mbappe in order from 1 to 3? It's an interesting one. It's the striker of last season, Lewandowski, against the man of the moment certainly from last night in Kylian Mbappe, and Haaland, who in my opinion, he's a brilliant youngster, a brilliant player. I think most of his what's the word I'm looking for? Views or acknowledgements around the world from FIFA, to be honest, from his rating of FIFA, him being heavily associated with it, which means everyone knows him and everyone looks to his goals. And I'm surprised, Ollie, that Harry Kane's not been mentioned in that 1 to 3 striker debate.
I think it was a non-English.
Perhaps, yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, Ollie, you would have put Kane in there if it wasn't. Manchester City have it in their own half, being pressed by Everton for the first time that we've seen in this half, and Everton have won it back with Decore. Here's James Rodriguez, I believe, who's been substituted on. His cross was poor, and Edison will claim it, and roll it out quickly here to Bernardo Silva.
It was a double substitution there for Everton.
Who was it that came off?
It was James that came on, and also Josh King. Not too sure who for.
Okay. we'll let you guys know as soon as we find out. I just took my eye off the game there. It's Manchester City back on the ball. Foden. Tackled by Coleman, although there was a foul somewhere in there. Andre Mara, the referee, has given a free kick to Manchester City just inside the Everton half. So we're just going to make sure we get the substitutions up correctly for you. And one thing I would say is we're probably better than the Sky Sports app because they're still yet to upload the substitutions on it. So at least we're halfway there.
We know who's on at least.
Here is Cancelo for Manchester City. 20 minutes to go at Goodison Park. Swings one out to the right-hand side for Riyad Mahrez.
Lovely ball.
It's a brilliant ball. And, I think he's deserved praise so far for his performance, Cancelo, and praise really for his season. I think he's been brilliant under Pep Guardiola for Manchester City. In his second season at the club.
It was Iwobi and it was Davis that went off.
Iwobi and Davies.
Surprised to see Iwobi go off. He had quite a good performance.
He did. His strength was pretty good when he was being pressed by a lot of Manchester City players. He was able to sustain attacks, or rare attacks, that Everton had. And I'm sure when it's Alex Rodriguez coming on and open balls. So Man City on the ball again here with Rodri. Now it's Cancelo. Everton have won it back though, and now it's Coleman looking to kick one down the line from the right-hand side. Was it Foden? No, it was Laporte who got there first. And now Cancelo battling away, but he couldn't quite win it back for Manchester City. Here's Seamus Coleman. Well tackled from Cancelo, and now Man City have it back with Sterling down the left-hand side. Still Sterling. Brilliant feat to get away from three Everton players. 1-2 with Foden. Sterling inside the area. Looking to play it towards Foden again. It might drop to the teenager. It doesn't. It's cleared away. And now Richarlison will press the Manchester City defence, and Walker's given it away. But it just came off Sigurdsson, which prevented an attack for Everton, and now Man City can go forward. And it's starting to get a bit more end-to-end with Bernardo Silva in a similar position to where Mahrez scored the goal that's given Manchester City the lead. Still Mahrez. Now Walker. Mahrez didn't quite actually reach him, the pass from Kyle Walker, but Walker will get it back for Manchester City. Thanks to the live chat, we're just going to update some of the scores at the bottom of your screen. Max, what do you think is going to happen for the rest of this game while I get that done?
If it plays out the way it is, I can see City going through the win. However, with Josh King on and Tom Davis off, perhaps the extra attacking player could bring some stamina, some adrenaline to Everton's performance, and they could nab something from this.
Because it will certainly make things more interesting in terms of if Everton don't get a goal from these attacking substitutions, there's certainly more of a chance that Manchester City can go and get a goal down the other end. Here's Foden, Sterling. Although for now, the Everton attackers that have come on haven't been able to do much because it's been all Man City possession. And to be honest, every time Everton have won it back, like just then, they haven't been able to keep it for long. As Coleman's pass was loose towards Decore, and although it does go out from Everton, throwing a chance for them to gain more possession. Question for Max: who do you think is going to be relegated? And has it been decided? So I'm just looking at the table. From the last time I saw it, I think it's one of the only seasons, if I get it up again, where, yeah, I'm right, the teams in the bottom three are so far behind every other team. But it sort of makes up, or the race for the Europa League, the race for the Champions League involving about 10 teams, sort of makes up that lack of relegation fight that we have. It's, I think Sheffield United and West Brom are in big trouble. Fulham are picking up points like they did at Burnley, as you can see at the bottom of your screen today. I think Brighton are the only other team really in danger. I think Burnley have enough experience with their manager and the players to get out of these situations, which aren't even that bad at the moment.
As to Newcastle.
As to Newcastle as well, below them. So, I think it's done, to be honest, the relegation fight. Even with this being such a strain strange season and so much still to play for, as James Rodriguez has it here for Everton inside his own half, plays it back to Sigurdsson. So 2 of the attacking players fairly deep for Everton on the ball with 15 minutes to go. So here's Keane for the hosts. All the play for Everton's been down this right-hand side every time they win it back, although every time it's been a ball down the line and no one's really been able to get onto it. Manchester City have it back, and Manchester City having the leads, are in absolutely no rush to really push forward urgently, which I'm sure eventually will frustrate Everton, and it looks to be doing so now as Everton looking to press as it's forced back to the goalkeeper Ederson again. Richarlison putting pressure on the Manchester City goalkeeper as it's kicked up long. Here's Rodri, takes it down well for Manchester City. Now Cancelo down the left-hand side, running towards the penalty area. Gets Sterling in behind down the left, inside the area. And he did well to keep it in, Sterling, but he couldn't really do much more than that. It was always going to be difficult. Everton won it back, but not for long, and now it's Foden. Back to Rodri. If you've got any more questions, make sure to put it in the live chat. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. As Foden's been dispossessed by Coleman brilliantly there from the Everton substitute. Of course, Everton have used all of their substitutes. The way they're playing, it looks like they're in need of another substitute because it's not going their way for the last 5 or 10 minutes. It's been all Manchester City, and their game plan, which is to hit Manchester City on the break, hasn't looked to be doing much, to be honest. They certainly haven't been able to sustain any attacks, and I don't even think they've had a shot on target in this second half. As Rodri has it. Cancelo. Back to Rodri. Here's Walker. Riyad Mahrez on towards Jesus. Chance for Bernardo Silva on the edge of the box. Still Bernardo Silva. It's a brilliant Manchester City goal. And that should seal it. Bernardo Silva, from a similar position from Riyad Mahrez, he just ran it in a bit further. Smashed it with this goal. Hit the ground. Couldn't keep it out. Manchester City 3-1 to the good. Now, should the game set and match. Talk us through that one, Max. You saw it.
It was wonderful one-touch football there from Man City, finished off by Bernardo Silva, who could do that all day, every day, bottom left-hand corner. Good goal.
He was one player being criticised at the beginning of the season, wasn't he, Bernardo Silva? He's certainly come back to life, along with the whole Manchester City team in this spell, or in this very lengthy spell of wins. Another player that Pep Guardiola is getting the best out of.
He's got good vision, good control.
That's probably why they signed him. I remember when he played for Monaco at the Etihad, the performance he put in there, which when Pep Guardiola was manager of Manchester City, and that's probably what brought them in to sign him. Here's Sigurdsson on the edge of the box for Everton. Couldn't quite get it. We're just getting the screen updated.
One of the problems playing by Everton did in the first half, similarly to Tottenham, as Foden has the ball here.
Just lost out though, and Everton might be able to break away.
Yeah, one of the problems with playing as defensive as Everton did, you invite the attack, you invite the opposition, as De Bruyne looks ready to come on the first time in a long time. And like Spurs, you sit back, you wait to concede, and then you try and get on the front foot. It doesn't work.
Well, the thing is, when it doesn't work, you're in trouble, because the fans certainly don't like it. I know the Spurs fans don't like it, and I'm sure really from any team, when they don't give it a go against the top side, no matter the quality of the team, don't like it. And you've just got to think of, was it Cheltenham who played Manchester City, who over this run of what's going to be 17 wins were the closest to beating Manchester City in the FA Cup a while ago. They played with a bit more bravely than some of the Premier League sides have played against Manchester City, and of course took the lead in that one, which is important if you're going to play like that, is to get that first goal, and at least you have something to hang on to. Everton never really did. Now they find themselves in deep trouble, and even deeper trouble, as you mentioned, because De Bruyne will be coming on for Manchester City at any moment.
The Cheltenham game was a very entertaining watch.
It was, and it fooled me because I did have a belief that Manchester City would be going out at some point, and well, it doesn't matter, to be honest, as Spurs fans, who won that game anymore. But it was one of the most entertaining FA Cup games I've seen in a while. Here's the port for Manchester City. Who's, of course, speaking of the FA Cup, the next game for both of these sides in that competition is against each other again here at Goodison Park in the quarter-finals of the competition, one step away from Wembley. As De Bruyne picks it up for Manchester City, his first involvement since injury, tries to play it into Foden, but instead he finds Jesus inside the area. Gabriel Jesus cuts it back to Bernardo Silva. A lot of players for Everton around him. It's a brilliant Cruyff from Jesus, and in the end couldn't quite get away from the challenge from Holgate, and it will go out for an Everton goal kick. 10 minutes to go. Any chance, would you think, Max, of a comeback for Everton, or is this well beyond doubt for the hosts?
I'll tell you what, with City's back three, you could catch them out. However, I think they'll run away with it, City.
Yeah, it's probably more of a case of how many now with 10 minutes to go. It's about if Everton can keep their heads up and try and take 3-1 and not let it get worse for themselves, because it will be 3 home defeats in a row in the Premier League, their worst record since 2016, and it will now be at home for Everton, along with many other Premier League sides this season. Their home form has not been as good as their away form. 4 out of their 11 wins have been at Goodison Park. Get my maths right. 7 wins away from home. Although they've got it inside the area, there was a long ball forwards towards King, who came on quite a while ago. It's the first time I've said his name, to be honest. And nothing happens from that attack for Everton, from that rare attack for Everton. Question from Max: where do you think Southampton will finish? Of course, slipping down the table after being top. What do you think of that, Max?
I think they'll have a resurgence. I'd like to see them in the top 10, in the top half of the table. Yeah.
I think it'll be good. I like, for some reason, no reason at all really, I like Ralph Hasenhüttl. And I also like the Southampton board, because when they lost 9-0 initially against Leicester, where they were in deep trouble in the Premier League table, the board stuck with them, and now they've got a way of playing football, as Diacore has it in the box for Everton, but nothing has been made of it. But going back to Southampton, they have their own style of football. They play good football that the fans enjoy. They get results. They're on a blip at the moment, but the fans are staying patient with them, and the board are staying patient with them. If you're thinking about Spurs, the pressure that's building on Jose Mourinho at the moment is huge after a poor run of results. The fans and the board sticking with the Southampton manager, which makes me think, with that lack of pressure, that they will be able to put themselves back up again. I think certainly a top 10 finish, maybe even Europa League football for Southampton, which they have had one season since they've been in the Premier League, which was in 2011 or 2012. They got promoted back. They had a season of Europa League football somewhere in there. Well, they played Inter Milan actually in one of those games. But, maybe.
I wonder who their manager was at the time.
I don't think it was Maurizio Pochettino.
No.
I don't think it was. I think it was Ronald Koeman.
Yeah, look at where he is now.
Yes. Not going well for him. Going very well for Pochettino, on the other hand.
And Southampton may have a chance to regain that momentum at the weekend.
Who's
Lunchtime kickoff against Chelsea at home.
That will be an interesting one. It's certainly the game you want, if you're a team like Southampton, to get yourself back in the mood. A win against Chelsea will do wonders for their campaign and their confidence, which is a bit low at the moment. And if they are to lose, it's Chelsea. It's going to be a tough game. So a promising one for Southampton on the weekend at St Mary's. It's Man City. For the last 5 minutes or so, we haven't talked about the game much, because it's pretty much all just been Manchester City on the ball. Everton sitting fairly deep, and Man City being patient with their build-up play, as Mahrez picks it up here, passes it back to Walker, and now it's Kevin De Bruyne for Manchester City. Here's Rodri inside the Everton half. the fact that Manchester City are able to be so patient on the ball whilst winning 3-1 when Everton should be going at them, but the fact that they're able to keep the ball so calmly inside the Everton half and just flick a switch when they want, like now with Foden on the edge of the box, I think it's just brilliant. As it's Cancelo on the ball for Manchester City, and despite a glimpse of an attack for the away side, they are able to keep the ball for a bit more time as Cancelo looks to drive infield on the edge of the area. De Bruyne overlapping, in the end a little Cruyff from Cancelo looking to flick one into Gabriel Jesus. It's cleared away by Everton. City do brilliantly to win the ball back to prevent an Everton counter-attack. And credit to Pep Guardiola, credit to Manchester City. That was the game plan for Everton. They knew it was going to be the game plan to counter this Manchester City team. They've dealt with it superbly. They've stopped Everton every time they've had the ball as soon as they get it. It's been brilliant, hasn't it?
And City's next challengers are Arsenal.
Arsenal. Could they be the team to end this run of 17 wins in a row?
They'll have a day longer on their break as they play on Sunday. But that'd be a good game away.
So is that the Emirates, is it?
It's at the Emirates.
Could be an interesting one. And I think if Arsenal are to win that game, it will certainly shut up us. Shut up us. There you go.
Shut us up.
That's the one I'm looking for.
That's
Love.
the
Shut us up. About Arsenal. Because if they win that, maybe they are back in the shout for top 4 with so many teams involved in it. But of course, a tough ask for Arsenal. And if anyone's to do it, it will be Mikel Arteta against his former team that he managed. That's a brilliant ball from De Bruyne. We'll get to the football here with Foden, who looks to swing one into the back post, headed away from Dina. First time in a while gives me a chance to say and pronounce it properly. A corner to Everton, to Manchester City, in fact. I think the fatigue is coming in.
You'll get it right next time.
I think I'm catching it off the players who have had a lot of games recently. Perhaps that's what it is for Everton at the moment. That's why they're not really going for it at the moment.
And the games are coming thick and fast. We've got Friday night football this week.
Which game is that?
We've got Wolves Leeds, which is quite a good tie.
An interesting one. Two teams just below the top of European football. But a win for both. You never know. We've still a lot to play. Just about get them in the talking point for European football, which seems to be the aim of so many clubs this season. Wolves, it's always been an aim since they've been in the Premier League to get European football, which of course they did brilliantly in the Europa League last season. And Leeds, despite them coming up to the Premier League this season, there's so much talk of them. There's so much praise for Leeds and the way they play football. Interesting game certainly on Friday night. Make sure to watch that one. And if you haven't already, completely up to you. If you don't want to miss any future streams from us, we're not sure at the moment when the next one will be, or any future videos, or live streams or videos. Make sure to subscribe with notifications on. If you don't want to, if you're not interested, absolutely fine. But if you've enjoyed the stream as well, make sure to leave like lots to both of us. We do come towards the end with 3 minutes, or just under 3 minutes, plus stoppage time to go. Everton have just won the ball back here with Keane. And now it's the number 4 for Everton. Back to Pickford. And Pickford with a good ball towards James Rodriguez, and that's the first time in a while that the Everton goalkeeper hasn't gone long, but maybe he would have wished he did, because James Rodriguez, unlike him, giving it straight away to Manchester City. A few little one-touch bits of passing, didn't really get them anywhere, and they've lost it eventually. And now it's Diakore looking to come forward for Everton, swings one in a rather tired-looking cross from the Everton number 16. It's intercepted by Diaz, passed back to goalkeeper Edison. And despite a few mistakes from my commentary, a few mispronounced words, which is certainly like me, I haven't had Edison and Alisson confused so far, which is something that I normally do, so I'm quite proud of myself there. With a minute to go, let's hope I don't make that mistake from now till the end. Louis has joined us for the last few minutes of the stream. Here's Mahrez for Manchester City inside his own half. He's won the away side a throw. A minute to go, and Riyad Mahrez, who just won the throw, has been awarded with man of the match. And I think I agree with that with you, Max, especially with that spectacular goal which is being shown now. Yeah,
wonderful performance. He's done everything. Only player that comes close is Cancelo.
I'd agree, yeah. Cancelo's been a pretty good player as well. I think it's because of how good that goal was from Mahrez that might have just edged it. So Everton have the ball. So Manchester City, despite what we've talked about, all these games coming thick and fast, they're still pressing Everton despite being 3-1 up with under a minute to go. But Everton, I say they worked it well, but in the end it's gone all the way back to goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, who will be disappointed, I think, with the third goal he let in. The other two he had no chance with in his return from injury and his return from the sides. Here's Coleman for Everton, as there's been 3 minutes added on at Goodison Park. Everton on the ball with Decore, now it's Keane. Holgate. This is Digne. Back towards Gylfi Sigurdsson. And his ball forward looking for Digne. Ran off the pitch for a throw down the right. And it gives me one last chance to say, with 3 minutes to go, if you've got any final questions to ask us in the live chat, make sure to put it down there. We'll get to it fairly swiftly with only a few minutes left. Let's talk about this game. A game which is slowly depleting away from Everton, and the time is depleting away from Everton because Manchester City are going to make a substitution. Fernandinho is going to come on, and it's Rodri coming off. So Manchester City, another record broken tonight for them. 10 wins in a row since the start of the new year. New Premier League records. Seems to be coming out of everyone's records for Manchester City at the moment. Of course, they broke it, I think, last week with 15 straight wins in all competitions. And here's another one today. Gabriel Jesus wasn't able to break his records in scoring 6 goals in a row against Everton. But, you know, a minute and a half, anything could happen. As City do have a throw down the left-hand side after Pickford was called into action to kick it away. With just over a minute to go, it gives me a chance to say, Max, what have you made of this one? With Manchester City and Everton going to get the win.
I mean, you spoke of those records, and you didn't expect anything less. You knew, well, there was a big chance that City would win this, and there's a big chance that City will win the next game against Arsenal. Solid display.
It's a matter of winning the game, the next game, the game after that, the game after that, and then inevitably the Premier League at the end of this.
Absolutely. You kind of called this win. However, some of the wins in the Champions League weren't so expected.
What's happened with that one? As Mahrez comes forward, he's taken a shot just wide of the post. That could have been number 4 for Manchester City. I don't actually know if the scores at the bottom of my screen are updated.
Well, there was a shock win for Porto against Juventus, which did finish 2-1.
Oh, I'm happy with that one. That one was correct then. Borussia Dortmund, did they end up winning against Sevilla?
They absolutely did. It was 3-2.
Lovely stuff. I don't have to screen till the end of the game, unless there is a goal in the next 5 seconds, which it doesn't look like there's going to be, as the referee has taken a quick look at his watch. We are past the 3 minutes of added time, and there goes the final whistle. It's been entertaining. It was certainly a highlight when Everton equalised. Anything really could have happened from then, but it was always like that Manchester City would find a way through, and they found a way through with Riyad Mahrez. The quality he possesses is incredible, as he fired one into the top corner, and from then on it was always going to be difficult for Everton, and even more difficult when they conceded a third thanks to Bernardo Silva. The final score at Goodison Park, it's Everton 1, Manchester City 3. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for your comments. It's been great. It's been fun. And Max, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoyed it. See you next time. Thank you.